Hey everyone, it's me, Corley, and welcome to my podcast, Corley's Anxieties.
I'm not sure how I like that intro. Something new. We'll try it. This one episode. I think we're going to refine it. What are we talking about today, bitches? Tuesday here on the wet coast, and let me tell you, it is wet. It's my wonderful show, Anxiety, or my anxiety, Corley's anxiety. What kind of anxiety is getting to you right now? I know what it is for me. This one gets me all the time. Tech. Let's talk tech today. We haven't talked tech, I don't think, for a while. Not really even that much. Software. Actually, it gives me anxiety. I haven't uploaded to YouTube for a long time. So episode 64 is pretty much done. It's rendered. Just filling out the descriptions on it, getting ready for it to be first official podcast on YouTube, as well as more to come in the future, including this one. If you're listening to this podcast, you already know it's on your streaming service that you like. It's pretty much on all of them. But does anxiety give you? Oh, Jesus Christ, Gorley, what the hell's wrong with you today? Does tech give you anxiety? Gives me anxiety. Figuring everything out. I mean, and I think too, I buy into the hype. I buy into the hype of Techtober. I love the Apple events. I love all the Apple stuff. I'm waiting for an iPhone 12 Pro to come. Ordered it right away. Still not here. I don't know if that's the problem with Apple or if it's with my service provider, but it's giving me anxiety. Actually, I've gone past that. I actually don't even want to rant today. But there's all these different aspects of tech. Now, I'm about a 3-year cycle on my tech, and then I get anxiety when I start to see the price of some of this stuff. I think it's great that Apple's releasing all these new product. I was able to get HomePod Mini right away. I got 2 of them. I think they're absolutely amazing. I have one in the bathroom, one in my bedroom, a third to be put into the kids' room. It works. It actually doesn't give me anxiety. It's probably the one piece of tech in my home that does what I want it to. Now, is there room for improvement? There's always room for improvement. It's one of the things with tech. It keeps moving forward. Some people say, oh, shouldn't you wait for the next model? Well, you could spend your whole life waiting for the next model or just get what you need now. Now my computer's giving me a hard time, and it's a 2013 iMac, so it's time to be replaced. It was probably time to replace it a couple years ago, but nothing being introduced was getting me excited. But these new M1 MacBooks, they get me excited until I see the price. It's one thing to sit and watch creators on YouTube talk about these wonderful devices in American dollars, but when you have to convert them to the Canadian dollar, that's a 40% exchange rate on the Apple site. So, $1,000 entry MacBook Air running on M1, that's going to run me $1,400-$1,500 before I pay for Apple Care or my taxes. So it's $2,000. It's a $2,000 MacBook. And do you sit and wait? No, I don't think so. I think it's time. I think Apple's finally brought something out for me that's going to work as a creative. I think I will take the pill, take the bullet. Oh my God, this isn't what the podcast was going to be today, but it's what we're talking about. I'm going to bite the bullet and pick it up in the new year, if and when I can get it. I think I'm waiting for my iPhone first. We'll see how long that takes. I think this whole year has been crazy. And when I see some of these things, like the new AirPod Max. Now I'm using a Sony XM3s. I love them. There's a few things that they could do that I wish they would do. The XM4s do. But these cost me $300 Canadian when I bought them last year. The new AirPod Max, and I am a fangirl. I love me some Apple shit. $960 Canadian with the exchange, Apple Care, and taxes. That's a lot of money. I can buy 3 sets of these. I can give this set to one of my kids, and buy 2 brand new XM4s for the same price of 1 headphone. Is it going to remove some anxiety for me? I don't know. Are we going to probably get a set? Yeah, probably. When they're available, in the spring maybe. When I can justify that, and maybe the Canadian dollar will be higher or the US dollar will go down, so they'll actually be more affordable. But I think through the years, all the different tech that I've owned and used, my whole idea switching to Apple was to remove the anxiety. I remember logging into my Mac just to do one simple task, look at my bank account, and spend the next 20 minutes getting an update, to the point where I was getting anxiety and not wanting to use the Mac, or not the Mac, but the PC. That's why I bought the Mac. I think probably the best thing I bought this year as far as tech goes, and this was going before we all got this unscheduled holiday time in 2020, was the ability to podcast and trying to come up with the right affordable solution to podcast. Because there's many, many options. And every time I looked at it, it kept coming back to the same thing, and that is the Roadcaster Pro. I love this thing. It's made podcast really easy. The more I use it, the more I learn about it. I've had a couple software glitches. Same with the software I'm using on the Mac to record this. I don't have to record it on the Mac. I like to double record it so I have 2 sources in case I lose some information. And that gives me anxiety. Actually, I've lost sleep over it, and that's not the way it should be. Just fighting and figuring things out. And uploading this first video to YouTube, same thing. It's been driving me crazy. The new Apple Watch this year. Now I'm 2 years in on the one I have. I'll probably wait to the next year because I'm on a 3-year cycle with most of my technology. Same with my cameras. I'm using 2 of the most current Sony cameras at the moment, the ZV-1 and the A6600. My A7 III, which I love, it's probably my most favorite camera at the moment. I'm waiting for the A4. But when I start looking at the cost of this stuff, it gives me huge anxiety. Stuff's not cheap. And I think where we're going in the future with tech is amazing. I think some of the anxiety is being removed because the information and the software is getting better, if that makes sense. But if you're a tech person and you're like me, it gets expensive, and you try new ways to figure out how to fund this stuff. I don't know. It's it gives me anxiety, and I don't like anxiety. That's what this podcast is, my anxiety, and I'm trying to get rid of it. But this Roadcaster, I love it. It's making the podcast so great. I can see everything, monitor, having so much fun with this. This year has been a hard year. It started off amazing. Even though the vacation time, it finally allowed me to start making podcasts. And now we're introducing the video side of it. I'm excited about that. And then we have Christmas coming. This is going to be an interesting Christmas this year. Now, normally I'm a techie. My kids get tech at Christmas. This year, there isn't very much tech being handed out. My daughter's getting some cool stuff. I'm not going to say in case she sees this or hears it. I think the stuff my son's getting is amazing. But it seems that's where we are driven in society at Christmas now, is tech, tech, tech. And that's what we're doing. That's what's being fed down our throat. And we buy into it. And it creates anxiety because we have a problem here, Coralie. Look at that, see? We have to delete some stuff. I didn't check this. See, here's the other thing. And you'll hear on the podcast before, Coralie did not do what she needs to do, as again today, which is something I need to clear my thoughts on. Smarten up, be better prepared with the software, because now I will beat myself up for the next hour over this. But I think that's life. Tech. My kids want new PlayStation. They want new Xbox. I need 10 new jobs because funding all this stuff, That can create hardship and anxiety, and then we go in debt for this stuff. Are you going in debt this year for Christmas? I hope not. I hope you're smart like me and try not to go in debt this year and just pay for what you can afford. So this year for Christmas, less people, more simple, less or no tech. I think the HomePod minis was my tech experience, and then my new iPhone. And I will be giving my iPhone 10 to one of my two children. My daughter got my 6 Plus. Nathan will probably get the 10, and my daughter will probably get the 12 Pro when it's in its exchange cycle, and she'll be at that age where I can warrant giving her a cell phone. I don't see. She's 12. So the cell phone she's using was just a replacement to her iPod because the battery died. Now, here's the other thing. I like tech when you used to be able to pull the battery out when it wasn't working and replace it. And now with these closed back phones and making them watertight, we can't do that. So we're forced to stay in the loop of replacing our technology on a regular basis. And that can create a lot of hardships in a home. It can create anxiety for people. Tech isn't supposed to create anxiety for us. It's supposed to actually give us freedom to make things better, easier, make life even more enjoyable. Yet, I see people get frustrated with their phone. They get frustrated with their computer. Oh, itchy nose. And it can create a whole world of anxiety. Look at the anxiety I had over my vibrator. That's a piece of tech. Wireless charging until the cord died and had to be replaced. Speaking of which, I haven't talked about that for a while, and I think we need to have an upcoming podcast about vibrators and good vibes. I think we should also talk about medication. Yeah, medication, because medication for anxiety is great. Meditation, something I haven't been able to focus on in the last few months. Now, going back to tech, kind of where I was leading to this. I haven't been excited about an iOS update, an iPad OS update, or even a Mac update or Apple TV update. And I am on the Apple ecosystem. I love it. It works. It's not perfect, but it works. They just introduced fitness with this 14.3 update. Now, this I'm excited about. I was going on YouTube and doing my yoga and stretching exercises that way, but you got to search for it. And I'm lazy because I'm busy doing other things. I'm excited. This is the first time in a while with a software update. I've been excited. iPad OS was the last time I got excited to take the iPad away from being a large iPhone and making it a standalone device. But this fitness app, after this podcast, we're going to crack open the iPad and we're going to do a 10-minute yoga workout. So I'm excited about that. So tech is going to do something good for me, get me back in the meditation, get me back into stretching. After all the pain and suffering I've had with my back lately, I need to stretch. Now, sometimes that pain has been too much to stretch. And that's the most important thing I need to do is stretch, right? That would help keep the back down. Oh, and I got an itchy nose. I think it's the cream I'm using, honestly. So I think maybe the Thursday podcast, because I'm going to try to get back to these regular 3 times a week and get these videos streamed and uploaded to YouTube quickly. I think I've worked out the bugs. But I think the Thursday podcast, we'll be talking about good vibrations in the mind and in the box. Know what I'm saying? Because we love technology. Anyways, so a little side note here about the upcoming podcast. I hope you get to see this on YouTube. I got to work on some more content, more good things to talk about. I just been overloaded with my brain with stuff. Time to calm down, meditate, get back on track, get these podcasts uploaded. For all you fans that are watching, I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. 2021 is going to be an amazing year. Hopefully it doesn't go, hey, 2020, hold my beer. I think it's going to be a good year. I really do. I think the tech coming out now is even better. I'd like to see where vibrators go in the future. Because that new one I got, I like that. It's pretty good. Anyways, that's it, folks. Peace, love, namaste.